Boyfriend Dungeon is a dungeon-crawling JRPG dating sim that was released in August 2021 for PC, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox Series. I was gifted this by a friend for Christmas, I'm assuming because the title sounded outrageous, and it is. You get to customize your character completely, including their gender identity. You can be male, female, or non-binary. You visit your cousin in Verona Beach, a city that is made up of normal humans and human weapons. These are people that can transform into weapons and be wielded in battle by normal humans. The city also contains dungeons called dungeons that are kind of like the palaces from Persona 5. It contains someone's fear that they need to overcome. Your character has a fear of intimacy, which your cousin is hoping to help you overcome by meeting new people. The gameplay consists of you meeting human weapons and building a strong bond with them to make battling in the dungeon easier. This is done in a visual novel type dating sim, and you can either be romantic or platonic with them. Despite the title being Boyfriend Dungeon, you can also date a girl, 2 non-binary characters, and a cat. That is supposedly platonic, but you can date all or none, you just need to spend time with them to level them up. There is no penalty for dating multiple characters though, unlike Persona 5. The JRPG dungeon system is pretty simple. You equip one of your love interests and fight monsters in an isometric perspective. You can either fight with physical attacks or magic, but I didn't use magic at all. Each floor lets you choose another weapon if you so desire. There are healing items to collect and special areas that give an event to gain XP for your weapon. Once it's maxed in the dungeon, they will contact you outside for a date. The characters are likable for the most part and have their own separate personalities and backstory. They are also unique types of weapons and fight differently. There were a couple I had trouble choosing between for the final dungeon since you can only bring one with you for the final boss fight. The interactions you have with them can be very amusing and none of their routes bored me. A few side characters are not romanceable and those ones are usually jerks. There's also Eric, one of your typical nice guys with a knight in shining armor complex who makes your life hell. Luckily, this is lampshaded by the other characters who also do not like him or his attitude. The artwork is more realistic than other dating sims, and it kind of put me off at first, but like all the other games I felt that way about, I got used to it. I would compare it to Dream Daddy, I guess. Your character only ever appears as a vague blob that you can customize a bit. It is a fun game, but I have a few problems with it. It is extremely short. As it is right now of this video, there are only 2 dungeons and then the game ends. Luckily, it warns you ahead of time when the final boss fight is, so you won't accidentally finish the game without unlocking everything. I feel there are enough characters to romance, but more is always good. You won't feel like you're being denied of any opportunities except when it comes to certain NPCs such as Mandy. I was bummed you couldn't romance her because goddamn! Anyway, the whole story is supposed to take place over the course of an entire summer, but it felt way too fast-paced for me, like a few days. If you romance everyone, then there's no real need to do New Game Plus, at least not for me. I didn't really much care about the outfits you can create and wear. You can craft those and gifts to give to your potential suitors. Unfortunately, you can only make one of each gift for the entire game, so you have to be very careful who you give the item to. I had to have a walkthrough chart open whenever the gift giving option came up. I'm gonna get a bit controversial, but I've seen a lot of people online complaining about the story and Eric's role in it. He's a creepy weirdo who sets off the second half of the game, but his actions offended people, I guess? Those actions being stalking the main character and just being an asshole in general. No one likes him, and he's not particularly threatening at all. I found that most people's depictions of his role in the game were over-exaggerated. I've seen worse in other games and media. He was the type I just rolled my eyes and was like, oh boy, this guy again. Boyfriend Dungeon is extremely diverse and tries to appeal to everyone. The creator made a very unique game, and anytime I see complaints or criticisms about it, I just get really annoyed. You will never see any other game as accepting of everyone as this one. It even gives you the option of disabling messages from your mom if that makes you uncomfortable. I give a million props to the creator for making this game accessible to almost everyone. It was a fun game, but I won't be replaying unless there's more content added. The characters were fun to interact with, and there was a lot of dialogue options to choose from. There's just no real reason to play again, especially since I pretty much 100%ed everything I could in the game my first playthrough. Thank you for watching the video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content. Let me know what your thoughts on Boyfriend Dungeon. Unless it's a complaint about anything I listed earlier, then I don't really care. I don't want to hear it. Thank you to my patrons on Patreon. You guys help me out so much, and it makes me so happy to see that you guys support me, and you can get free stuff by subscribing, and yeah. What else am I supposed to say? Thank you for watching.